Salutations, church. Hey, it's a time for our weekly devotional. It's Wednesday, and so I have a passage here to read to you all from Hebrews chapter 12, and I'm going to pick up in verse 11 and read through verse 13. It says this: "No discipline seems enjoyable at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. Therefore, strengthen your tired hands and weakened knees, and make straight paths for your feet, so that what is lame may not be dislocated, but healed instead." We understand, I think, that discipline is necessary for a lot of areas in our lives. We know this from physical exercise to just saying no to that second bowl of ice cream, even though I'm sure we've all learned it. We have to say no. Even to deleting an app because we'll be more productive if we don't have that app on our device. And so we know that discipline matters in our lives, and that those who are more disciplined are trained by that discipline. And a lot of times I think we understand this as well, but we don't like to apply it because it's difficult. Even though discipline's not what we want, discipline's what we need a lot of times. And so here in Hebrews chapter 12, what we're being shown is that God as our Father is a good Father because He disciplines us. God disciplines us for our good, and He disciplines us to shape our lives, the attitudes and habits that we have so that we can mature and that we can grow. And so God's taking us all through this process, and we kind of see this happening collectively right now for all of us as we go through, as of today, a continuing stay-at-home order that's going to continue through the end of the month now for us here in Idaho. And we know that God is continuing to do these things to put us through these disciplines. But this is what's interesting to me as I was really excited to share this with you guys today. The writer of Hebrews, in citing that our Heavenly Father is the perfect disciplinarian, he then encourages us to get with the program. He encourages us to be a part of what God's doing in our lives and not to resist Him in it. And so as we think about the things that God puts us through, our attitude regarding God's discipline and limitation for us is going to determine the direction and the outcome. Our attitude when it comes to what God is doing will determine the direction and the outcome of what's happening. Notice we're to strengthen our tired hands. It tells us what God's intention is through discipline and what He's trying to do in our lives. But the writer of Hebrews says, you strengthen your tired hands. You strengthen your weakened knees. Make straight paths for your feet so that God can heal our brokenness through His discipline. And so make no doubt about it. Peeps, hear me. Make no doubt about this. God is using this season to teach us the value of discipline. He wants to show us what He can do in our lives when we accept His discipline as something that molds us and shapes us. And our attitude is going to dictate the outcome of this. And so I want to encourage you guys to, as good children, as children of God, recognizing that He's our loving Father, He's the perfect Father, accept it. Accept His discipline. Rest in that discipline. And as weird as that sounds to be in a disciplined state, we can rest there knowing that what He's taking us through, what He's putting us through right now is maturing us. It is growing us. And so we can allow that to have its full work in our lives. And the opposite of that is to whine, to complain about it, to be upset about it. Here's the thing, guys. That's our first fleshly reaction when we have to accept limitations, when we have to go through something that we're not enjoying. We want to whine about it, want to be frustrated with it. And that's normal in the flesh. But because we're in the Spirit, we don't have to act that way. We're free of sin. We are free of that slavery to sin. We can respond correctly as children of God because that's who He says we are. And so I want to encourage you guys, rather than being those who are really complaining and struggling with what we're going through, myself included, we need to accept the discipline of God. We need to accept what He's doing in our lives in this season and get with it. Strengthen our hands, strengthen those weak knees, make straight paths for our feet. I have to tell you guys, God's gym is so much better than the gym that you're banned from going to right now. God's gym is so much better than anything that we could gain physically, because God's gym, His discipline that He's putting us through, is going to yield spiritual fruit. It's going to yield spiritual righteousness in our lives. And so that, to me, I know that for a lot of us, being limited in what we are right now, we don't really see spiritual gains as being the goal or as being something that's something that we desire or we long for. But you guys, It's absolutely what we need right now. Let's accept the discipline of God. Let's watch him grow. And I tell you what, we are seeing the Lord move in powerful ways in a season where we're all expected to stay at home and keep social distance. We are seeing the Lord work in amazing ways. People are getting saved. So many people are hearing the gospel. And it's an exciting time. So take these opportunities. Jump through the window of opportunity. Don't complain about how the window's open. Jump through it. Go into that opportunity. Embrace God's discipline in this season, and I know that he's going to bless you guys and use you for his glory, and that's what we're all here to do. Until he comes, that's what we're here for, is to just be used by him, and then we get glory with Jesus. So that's an awesome thing too. So know that you are being prayed for. We love you guys, and we hope that these little devotionals in the middle of the week are just kind of a pick-me-up that keep you going sometimes when we get down. So get a hold of us if you need us. You can contact us here on Facebook, or you can check out our website, transformcda.com. We love all of you. We're praying for all of you, and we'll see you guys soon. Okay, bye.